Alright, what's good everybody? Just got some new tires put on my Trailblazer, and it did correct the steering wheel shake at highway speed. You guys might remember this guy from the last video. He's not doing too good. This was on the driver's side, had the belts hanging out, and this is the one where, you know, it wasn't horrible. Definitely got some lumps here in the tread here. Forget about these tires here. Let's talk about what I saved by doing it my way and what my way actually included. What I did was I got estimates from a variety of different sources for tires. What we have here is an independent tire shop, so that would just be like Corky's Tires. We have a national repair chain, a tire franchise, which would be something like, let's just say there was a brand of tire called Crandall. So this would be Corky's Tires, this would be Corky's Crandall Tires, like tires and auto or whatever, you know what I mean? So there's a difference between, you know, having a brand associated with your name versus just an independent tire shop. Then we have our local foreign and domestic independent repair shop. So that might be like, you know, Corky's Foreign and Domestic Auto Repair. And then we have me, your boy Mayo 3, right? So what I did was I got prices on that exact same tire that I used. Now I'm not going to show the tire because which tire it is isn't really relevant. You know, a thing to note here is that the national repair chain would not get that specific tire, so I got a price on a comparable tire, you know, based on the tread wear and load rating and speed rating of the tire. But everything else is the same across the board. You can see the difference in price of just the tire itself, you know, between the different sources. My source was a well-known internet wholesaler of tires, and that's who I went with. I'm not saying their name because, well, fuck them, you know what I mean? I bought a tire from them, that's it. Here we have what's called the installation charge, which I noted as Mountain Balance. And you can see that there's a good variety of what every place charged. So this meant taking the old tire off, putting the new tire on, and then balancing that tire. But when it comes to the balance, I noticed a lot of places said computer balance. You know, the old school bubble balancer went out in the 70s, like before I was born. So that's just a fancy way of making it sound like you're getting something more than you're getting. You know, computerized balance. You can kiss my ass. It's always a good idea to get the valve stems replaced whenever you put a new tire on, because they wear out and leak just as much as anything else. So I've also included these valve stem prices in all of these. The national repair chain included the valve stem as part of the installation charge. It's important to note that. Some places offered a road hazard, meaning if the tire fails through circumstances not related to a defect, like you pick up a nail in the sidewall, or you know, the tire's just in really bad shape from the door, you drive it and it rides like crap, they offer that as an additional charge. It's good to note that this $22.69 charge from the national repair chain was mandatory, included in addition to the price of the tire. You could not say I don't want that or waive that. And so for the ones that say NA, that means you could decline it and they're not included in the cost, because really, you know, that should be your decision if you want road hazard or not. So the next line is the Delaware fee. The state of Delaware charges $2 for every tire that's sold. The independent repair shop, what we're going to call Corky's Foreign and Domestic Auto, tried to tell me that what that charge is the state charges them for disposing of your tire, which is completely untrue. That $2 charge has nothing to do with your tires at all. I can't believe these people were this fucking retarded that they're going to try to tell me that, you know what I'm saying? What the state of Delaware's $2 charge is when I buy a tire from someone, I have to pay them $2. They in turn have to pay the $2 to the state. That goes into an account that the state uses to send crews out to pick up old discarded tires from tire piles. So basically, I'm paying $2 for someone else's laziness, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the transaction of me buying the tire. So what that boils down to is, I've got to pay an additional $2 to replace each tire. It has nothing to do with anything, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to pay the $2 because I didn't buy it from a Delaware, you know, wholesaler of tires. You know, so I got around that $2 fee. I really don't care about the $2, but it's the principle that while I might be responsible and I'm going to, you know, turn these tires in myself to be scrapped, I shouldn't have to pay for someone else's laziness. just fucking retarded, you know what I'm saying? So coming back here, our next line is what they called a scrap tire fee. So what they did is they charge you per tire for taking in your old tire and taking it off your hands and disposing it for you. This place had a hard time trying to explain how the state charged $2 and they charged $5. They got caught in some back talk, and to be honest, that just means they're fucking idiots, you know what I'm saying? Why people would get automotive advice from people that can't even figure the difference between the state charge and the scrap tire charge out is beyond me. I wouldn't even ask them for directions, you know what I'm saying? Now about this scrap tire fee, well, this directly is tied into where do used tires come from? So think about this for a second. Take a look at this BFG tire. This tire is not in the best of shape. We've got some sidewall cracks on here, and it's not really in great shape. However, there's no belts hanging out, and there is, you know, a good deal of tread left. Basically what I would be doing is I would pay that shop $5 to get rid of this tire for me. In turn, they're going to take this tire and they're going to sell it to a used tire place. And the used tire place is then going to resell it for, like, I don't know, 20, 25 bucks to be an alternative to buying a new tire. Because let's face it, would you rather ride on this tire or this tire? You know what I mean? And it's no surprise. I mean, everybody knows that times are tough for a lot of people right now, so it may very well be, you know what, this isn't the best tire, but fuck it, it's better than this. And it's better than paying, you know, 160 bucks to have one new tire put on. I've seen it where the shop will trade referrals for used tires, you know, so that that used tire shop will refer them for preferential, you know, referrals. And they'll also do a cash deal, you know. Well, if you come and pick it up, we'll give you $1. They still made $4 off of your tire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's take a look back at this. I've included some stuff on these tires here whenever I felt they were necessary. For instance, the National Repair Chain had a mandatory overall vehicle inspection. So if you went in there just to get tires put on, they're going to look at your air filter and your brakes and all that shit that really doesn't need to be looked at. They also offer a lifetime rotation. We'll get into that in a minute too, because that's a good one. The tire franchise offered a free alignment with the purchase of 4 tires. That's pretty cool. And you got nothing from the independent, and you really got nothing from me. So when you look at my version versus, you know, Corky's tires, you know, you can say I only saved $4, but I saved on the principle of that $2 Delaware fee, which again, I'm not paying for someone else's laziness, and I saved on the scrap tire fee. And what I'll end up doing is the next time Denrec has a, you know, a recycling day where you can bring in tires free of charge with a state ID, I'm going to take all my used tires up to them for free and get rid of them. Yeah, I'll be out a couple bucks in gas, but at least I know I'm doing the right thing. So, Corky's Foreign and Domestic was by far the most unreasonable charge. The difference between what it cost me per tire and what they charged per tire was a difference of $77.50, and that is substantial when we're talking about tires here. You know, if I saved $77.50 for just one tire, well, by me buying 2 tires the other day and doing it my way, it would actually pay for a 3rd tire. And this is important when, you know, I've got 2 vehicles that eventually are going to need tires. I mean, it's no surprise if you figure I've got 2 vehicles here. Each vehicle obviously has 4 tires. That a savings of $77 per tire is going to be substantial by the time you get to 8 tires altogether. You know what I mean? One thing I want to talk about is the lifetime rotation that the National Repair Chain talked about. What that means is that for the life of those tires, they will rotate the tires for free, which means they're going to take off all 4 wheels, either put front to back, back to front. Maybe they'll do a crisscross, however they do it. You know, it really varies from shop to shop. However, take this from my first-hand experience, they will not pay the technician to rotate the tires. What they say is, as the technician, you are presented with a vehicle and you're going to use that opportunity to sell them something. This is why when you go in for your free tire rotation, they're probably going to try to suggest that you get the brakes replaced too. this can lead into a topic for a whole other video. I touched on this in free inspections when it came to brake pads that didn't need to be replaced, and they sold the job anyway. These people have no morals and no conscience. They're just out for the profits, you know. But I won't get off topic on that. I was just really surprised when I got the quote from the independent repair shop and just how ridiculous that their prices were. You know, this is the shop that, you know, the guy that owns it puts his name out on the building, you know, as like an idea that, you know, you can trust him, you know his first name. You know, this isn't like fucking, you know, Delaware Auto Tire Repair, whatever. I just kind of made that up. If there really is a company named Delaware Auto Tire, whatever, I apologize. It wasn't directly meant for you. But, you know, to put your name out there to say, you know, Corky's Foreign and Domestic Auto Repair, and to charge, you know, substantially more than just a tire shop. I mean, it really makes me, it really validates the fact that they're not looking out for you. They just want your money, you know, and that's just part of it, you know. So the point of this is just to shop around, because the savings from one place to another for the same exact tire and the same exact service can be substantial, you know. So long story short, bought my tires online, got them installed at the little tire shop down the street. While I only saved $4 compared to a local tire shop, I saved $77.50 per tire. I also didn't have to pay $2 for someone else's laziness, and I also didn't have to pay disposal fee, which may have led to that tire right there ended up on someone else's vehicle and 2 other people making a profit off that. One being the shop that I paid the scrap tire charge to, and the other being the used tire place. So, hope you guys can use this information, save a couple bucks when it comes to tires. I know this wasn't really a typical how-to video, because like I said, I don't have a tire machine or a balancer here. I can't do this shit myself here, you know what I mean? But anyway, thanks for watching. For more auto repair tips and shit related to auto repair, you definitely want to subscribe to my shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, the person on the phone at Corky's Foreign and Domestic, you know, tried to tell me that, you know, well, the state of Delaware charges us $2 to get rid of your tires, and we also charge $5 to get rid of it. And I was like, are you sure that's how it works? Oh yeah, that's how it works. Are you sure that's how it works? Yeah, the state of Delaware charges $2. And that's who people get their advice from, people that can't even, you know, clearly tell you what the fees are for. I talked to some people that I know about this, and what did they know about the $2 tire charge? They didn't really know what it went for. Yeah, it's just to clean up other people's, you know, messes. What happens is that when, like, let's just say, you know, like, let's just say I just piled, you know, a couple stacks of these up and it rains and shit. Well, that's a good breeding ground for mosquitoes. You know what I mean? Mosquitoes can carry all kinds of fucking diseases and shit. You know, it's just fucked up because, you know, when I change the oil out here on my vehicles, I always, you know, bottle up the oil and take it to be recycled. When it comes to tires, I'm going to go and turn them in when they have the free tire turn-in. I did the same thing when I put the front tires on this truck a couple years ago. Did the same thing just the other day when I put the front tires on that. Up next is going to be rear tires on this, and then it'll be rear tires on that. And at what, 8 tires times $70 a pop, what's that, like almost $600 in savings, just from doing it my way, which is pretty cool. You know, if the total is $600 altogether, well, does that kind of mean that I saved enough to put 4 tires on that truck?